Peace is a luxury. Full-scale war. Sci-fi laser weapon. US drone-killing laser weapon shot Bass. These days, peace is a luxury. Only a few nations can afford. Conflicts break out every 5 minutes, and the threat of World War II is always just a stone throw away. The world has only just begun to heal from the tragedy of the Russian invasion of Ukraine until a few weeks ago, when another massive war broke out. Hamas had struck Israel again, killing over 1,400 Israeli people and kidnapping hundreds. In response, Israel has invaded the Hamas-controlled Gaza from the sky and land. Israel's weak naval power prevented fork projection from the seas. However, the US provided a swift solution to that by surrounding Gaza with its most powerful aircraft carriers. The Hamas-Israel conflict once again grows into a full-scale war, and like every recent full-scale war, drones are a major headache to solve. These cheap thousand machines are loaded with heavy explosives to kamikaze into targets. Israel's Iron Dome air defense system, on the other hand, is far from cheap, with each of its Tamir missiles costing as much as $80,000 and $80,000 missile to take out. A $1,000 drone is impossible to maintain and doomed to fail once again. The US could provide the solution with a brand new laser weapon straight out of sci-fi movies, the M-SHORAD. M-SHORAD. The Directed Energy Maneuver Short-Range Air Defense, short form M-SHORAD, is a laser weapon under development by the US Army to take down drones and incoming artillery. The 50 kilowatts laser weapon was recently tested at Fort Bliss in Texas, concentrating its beam on focused laser light as targets within a 5 meters combat range. To cause aerodynamic failure, blind sensors disable the engine, detonate the fuel supply, or even an explosive payload on board. The laser weapon achieves this impressiveness with capabilities such as an unlimited magazine. The M-SHORAD makes reloading seem outdated once connected to a power source. The laser weapon can, in theory, shoot forever. This comes particularly handy against drones that have gone from small, fast, passive players to small, incredibly fast, lethal attack aerial vehicles that can attack in swarms. Impressive as projectile air defense systems are, a swarm is always likely to be too much to handle for them, with an unlimited magazine allowing it to constantly fire highly effective shots that can burn up drones and blind reconnaissance systems. The M-SHORAD solves this problem. 2. Light speed attack. The word laser is an acronym for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, which in simple terms means that lasers are a form of light energy. Thus, characteristically, they move at the speed of light, 180,000 m/second. They are the fastest things in the universe. This means no aircraft or missile can outrage certain doom once spotted by the radar sensors, even with a head start of miles. Whether they're supersonic, hypersonic, or super hypersonic, it doesn't matter. They're going down in a cloud of their own smoke in as little as 4 seconds after catch. The intention of the M-SHORAD, which could boast of a success rate of almost 100%. 3. Intelligence. The M-SHORAD is almost entirely autonomous. It does most of its work without human intervention, from spotting and tracking targets to taking them out with the precision of a sniper, and in an ever-evolving battlefield, combining 3 generations of technology. Incoming mortar fire. The laser instantly locks onto the mortar fire to take that out before returning to the less threatening drone. The list of capabilities goes on and on from the pin, drop silence of attacks to the jaw-dropping low cost per shot. All of these capabilities are quite impressive for the M-SHORAD, a weapon that took the Army in partnership with Cord Technologies a record time of under 2 years to develop. The M-SHORAD is expected in service any day now, which is why it could soon be part of the US's support package to Israel. Timeline to service aside, though Israel does have its own impressive laser weapon to show you, it is known as the Iron Beam. Iron Beam. The Iron Beam is Israel's future air defense system underdeveloped. Once in service, it will intercept incoming threats long before they even have a chance to cross into Israel. The interception comes in the form of a powerful laser beam that can cost as low as $3.5 and not the $2.8 million per more expensive Tamir interceptors of the Iron Dome. In March 2022, the Negev Desert received visitors from the Israeli Ministry of Defense to witness the testing of the new Iron Beam laser missile defense system. The testing included detecting, tracking, and intercepting mortars, rockets, anti-tank missiles, and UAVs with concentrated laser beams, all of which the system did in flying colors, as stated in a rather poetic announcement, as this announcement came just shy of the 1-year anniversary of the 11-day Israel-Gaza war in 2021, when Hamas fired more than 4,000 rockets toward Israel, thousands of which the Iron Beam, had it been deployed by then, could have intercepted with ease. The Iron Beam is expected to be deployed on land, in the air, and at sea when mature. The goal is to line the laser systems around Israel's the country against attacks and give the opposition something to worry about, particularly oppositions like Iran and Hamas, who have over the years weaponized and upgraded their drones. Rafael Systems, the Iron Beam's manufacturer, claims this deployment could be as soon as 1 year for some degree of use and 2 years for full-scale use. Israel would be the first country in the world to have such laser defense capabilities. So if the current conflict with Hamas isn't resolved soon, it might just well be the testing ground for the Iron Beam when the system enters service. Until then, Israel remain the next best thing, the most powerful, most popular air defense system in service today, the Iron Dome. Iron Dome. The Iron Dome is an Israeli all-weather air defense system, also developed by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems in partnership with Israel Aerospace Industries. The Iron Dome was designed to intercept and destroy short-range rockets and artillery shells aimed at Israeli-populated areas. Short-range explosives landing in the sea or in unpopulated areas generally pose no threat, so they are ignored. The system had to focus its limited time and interceptor missiles on explosives that did. The Iron Dome earned operational status on March 27, 2011, and just 1 month after the system had already intercepted a missile launched from Gaza, a testament to how frequent these missiles were before the Iron Dome. Missiles striking Israel from Gaza and other neighboring enemies were a regular occurrence between breakfast and dinner. An Israeli's life was very likely to go from pretty normal to having to bury a loved one thanks to these missiles. They were that common, and they were that often targeted into civilian-populated areas. It got even worse during the 2006 Second Lebanon War, when Hezbollah fired up to 4,000 rockets into northern Israel, including Haifa, the country's third largest city, 250,000 Israeli citizens. About 4% of the country's population had to evacuate their homes and relocate to other parts of Israel where they were less likely to lose their limbs from the Israeli south. More than 8,000 explosives were fired indiscriminately into Israel from Gaza between 2000 and 2008, principally by Hamas. Nearly 1 million Israelis, about 14% of the country, were within firing distance of these attacks. For the Israeli government, something had to be done, and fast. This is where the Iron Dome came in February 2007, Israel's then Defense Minister Amir Peretz selected the Iron Dome as Israel's defense against this constant short-range rocket threat. And for short years, the $210 million system was built and deployed by the local defense contractor Rafael, which was favored over the American giant Lockheed Martin. And apparently that wasn't a bad move. Hopefully Lockheed Martin's feelings weren't hurt. The resulting Iron Dome from Rafael would be able to operate day and night under adverse weather conditions and can respond to multiple threats simultaneously. It can counter short-range rockets and 155mm artillery shells from up to 43 miles away. Looking under the hood, the Iron Dome has three main components working together to create a gem of an air defense system. These components are the detection and tracking radar, which detects an incoming rocket and calculates its trajectory to determine if the rocket poses a threat to a populated area, the battle management and weapon control component, which does exactly that, and thirdly, the missile firing unit that launches the Tamir interceptor missiles that fly into the incoming rocket's path for mutual explosion in order to neutralize the threat. The Tamir missile, which is also built by Rafael, is a highly maneuverable one, like a gymnast, but in the sky it achieves this maneuverability with electro-optic sensors and several steering fins. This maneuverability is crucial because they're faced with threats that may be able to maneuver themselves or just threats that take an uncommon path, whatever path that is. The Iron Dome and its Tamir missiles would be there to join the party. Each Iron Dome typically wields up to 80 these interceptor missiles cheered across 4 launchers. With so many missiles loaded in each, Iron Dome is capable of protecting an area of approximately 58 sq miles, therefore fewer than 150 Iron Dome systems would be enough to protect the entire country of Israel. It's a truly effective weapon on paper, and in action too. For months after handling its first threat in April of 2011, the Iron Dome successfully intercepted 20 missiles and rockets fired into Israel during Operation Pillar of Defense. In 2012, the Iron Dome would once again take the spotlight, intercepting incoming threats like no other Arab defense system on the planet could, according to Israeli officials. Of the approximately 1,000 missiles and rockets fired into Israel by Hamas from the beginning of Operation Pillar of Defense in 2012, the Iron Dome would once again take the spotlight. When it ended, Iron Dome identified 2/3 as not posing a threat and intercepted 90% of the remaining 300 during this period. The only Israeli casualties were 3 individuals killed in missile attacks after a malfunction of the Iron Dome system, which is a testament to how unlucky they were and how crucial the Iron Dome is to Israel's defense. It's like defense reporter Mark Thompson put it when he suggested that the lack of Israeli casualties suggests the Iron Dome is the most effective, most tested missile shield the world has ever seen, even surpassing the effectiveness of the American Patriot missile defense system. By late October 2014, the Iron Dome systems had intercepted over 1-200 rockets in addition to their land-based deployment. It was reported in 2017 that Iron Dome batteries would in the future be deployed at sea on SA-6 corvettes to protect offshore gas platforms in conjunction with Israel's Barak 8 missile system. The Israeli military wanted them everywhere because their 90% success rate was truly game-changing. Deadly attacks that would result in hundreds dead are now reduced to having 2 casualties, and like numbers, the success of the system gave the Israeli populace a really strong feeling of being protected that allowed them to go on about their business like nothing was happening. Although this new war with Hamas is impossible to ignore these days, peace is a luxury only a few nations. Lasers will soon join the action too, but only if you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like, so do that now, and thanks for watching.